Mike Owens here, joined today by Modestas Bukauskas, who returns to action UFC 304. Modestas, always a pleasure, my man. How are things with you today?
Yes, always a pleasure, brother. Doing good, mate. How you doing?
I'm very well. I'm very well. I checked the record and I was really surprised to see that this is going to be your first fight in the UFC at home. It's just that
Yeah.
that baffled me. So, how are your emotions ahead of your return and to get into fight
Oh,
into the home
I
fans?
feel like this is divine planning. Um, just you know, obviously, I was supposed to fight in London against Khalil Roundtree, but then that got
Mm,
moved to Vegas. So I feel like the homecoming actually just happened at the right time. Last year was all about going into distant lands and conquering, the opposing land,
mm,
and now it's about defending my home turf. Um, but yeah, I feel like I say, everything has happened at the right time. I honestly was looking to try and fight sort of April time. I wanted
mm.
to get a fight in before, like earlier. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But I think this was all meant to be, from a universe perspective, or and everything just sort of fell in place at the right time, and I'm very thankful that finally I get to fight at home. Finally, gigs talking the hardest is going to be blaring in the speakers in the co-op arena. So yeah, man, it'll be nice to have people cheering for you as opposed to booing for you. So yeah, it's going to be nice.
Yeah, 100%. Have you been given any indication on when you'll be making your ring walk? Because it's going to be a long night, and have you put any measures in place to adjust for the late
I
start?
believe I'm fighting first. So if I'm fighting first, that means it's going to be like a normal fight night for me.
Mm,
So 11 p.m. is going to be like any other event that I've fought at before. So I won't really need to adjust with anything, and then I can sort of just enjoy my night afterwards. So go out there, go and get a big explosive victory, and then yeah, just relax. So from one side, I would have fought two guys who've got more than, I've got eight. This is now be my eighth fight in the UFC. It's going to be
mm,
this guy's 10th fight in the UFC. You would have thought we would have been a bit further up the card,
mm.
but at the same time, I really don't mind fighting first and getting it done out of the way early, at 11 p.m. as opposed to, obviously some of the other guys fighting, like Tom's going to be fighting around, 5 in the morning,
Mm. Who
so yeah,
do you think's
it's,
got it worst? I mean, I've spoke to Arnold and he said he's on about 3 a.m. because he's going to be opening up the main card. He said he thinks he might have the worst luck because he can't get up early or stay up late. He's right in that sweet spot in the
yeah,
middle.
I think I have to agree with Arnold. I think
Mm.
3 a.m. is going to be probably the worst one out of all of them, because 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. It's almost like I say, you can get like a little kip in, but like
Mm.
beforehand, or like it's like you're waking up early, but like 3 in the morning is like right bang in the middle. So
Mm.
so yeah, man, I think yeah, Arnold will get it worse, but at the end of the day, like I said, I think all the athletes are just going to be, you know, well prepared and tuned in and dialed in to. I think that's when you have adrenaline in your body, it
Mm.
just kind of just gives you a bit of an edge, and it just like has you ready. You know what I mean? That's like, I've got that fight or flight, so it's like whatever time, it'll get you ready to go.
100%.
Adam, I've got some great news for you.
What's up, Jesse? Tell me the news.
Inside Fighting has partnered up with DraftKings.
Shut up. But both of us, what do we get out of it?
Well, we don't get anything, but the people out there, they do. Because right now, if they're a new DraftKings customer, all they have to do is go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, bet $5 on literally any bet, on anything they want on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, and they get $150 in bonus bets instantly with promo code Inside Fighting.
You mentioned Tom there. I saw a couple of photos on your Instagram. I see you've been up training with the likes of Tom and Mick Park and some of the other guys who train out of that gym. What has that been like, and
It's been
how much of your camp have you spent there?
Yeah, it's been an absolutely amazing experience. I've actually been going up there now, pretty much for the last 8 weeks. I went up there like quite early on, when it was already about like 14 maybe weeks out.
Mm.
I went up there just to train with the guys, see what the gym's like, because obviously, I was just thinking to myself, like, we've got the heavyweight champion of the world, and I saw some photos of him with like loads of other heavyweight guys, and I thought, why don't I just go train with these guys? So I messaged Tom. He responded straight away. Very nice. And yeah, like I say, as soon as I went over there, everyone just took me in with open arms. They're really lovely. Andy, Tom's dad, is really, really amazing. Good coach as well. And yeah, really good high level guys there. So yeah, I've been going up there literally. So I'm actually going up there today. I'm going up there, leaving about 2:00. And just, yeah, literally just get a hotel up there every single time. And everything just worked out. So the first time I went up there for like a whole week just to see what the whole situation was like with training. And then every other time I sort of just went up there for 2 days, just on the sparring days. And it worked out very well. Like I say, you can't really ask for any better training. You can't ask for better sparring partners. I mean, you got a whole host of amazing guys, like I say, like Mick Parkin, freaking Phil DeFries, Joffrey Horton, who's fighting for the EFC title. You got Pavel Delidko, you got Ante Delia. I mean, these are just names that, like, it's just like I say, like some of the best athletes in the world, and then of course Tom himself. So I'm very honored, very blessed, and very grateful that I've had the opportunity to train with those guys, and I feel like that has helped me sharpen my blade to the utmost.
I love it, mate. Speaking of sharpening your blade, Marcin Prachnio, what do you make of your next opponent?
So he's obviously a very good, very experienced opponent. He's got his strengths and he's got his weaknesses. But yeah, he's obviously a very dangerous guy, very explosive guy, moves very fast on his feet, has a very tricky sort of karate style, which is very unorthodox in comparison to all the other styles that you'd have, out there in the UFC, especially a light heavyweight. He can throw the kicks that I can throw and stuff like this. But yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I just believe I'm better. I believe I'm better in every area, and essentially, it's my job to show it. I can sit here and talk about what my game plan will be, and how good I'm going to look, and blah blah blah. But ultimately, it's down to what happens on the performance on the night. So, judging by how I've been training, how things have been going, it looks amazing. So, I'm just looking forward to get to fight at night and to really just, like I say, show my true capabilities.
It's been so good to see you back, to make your return last year, and to see you go on this run. I know the last one didn't go your way, but it's been really good to see this kind of second run you're having in the UFC. What do you think a win over Marcin like this one does for you in the division?
I appreciate that, mate. To be honest, and like I said, I think the Petrino fight, not necessarily like humbled me at all, but I think it like, it kind of stopped me in my tracks in the right way, because it showed me areas in my life that I needed to improve in order to move forward. I don't think that I would have got caught with that shot if like everything in the universe would have been in the right place, if you get what I'm saying. So I believe that was divine intervention. It had to happen the way that it did in order for me to move forward. But I think a win with Marcin would put me higher. Look, I just looked at myself in the Tapology rankings. I know that it doesn't really mean much, but I went from like being ranked 30 to now I'm 47, and it's just like, where did that come from? Do you know what I mean? Like, so leading up to the fight, 30, and now I'm 47. And still Marcin's around the same, around 35, 34. So I'm like, okay, I've got some people to prove wrong. Do you know what I mean? So I really enjoy that. That gives me that fire, and I'm happy that they're doing those sort of things. But for me, realistically, I want to get out there again as quickly as possible. I'm a guy who wants to take fights. I feel like I'm ready. I feel like I'm in the best shape. I feel like I'm doing things the right way. So I want to have 3 fights I want to try and still get 3 fights in this year, if not at least 2. For me, 2 big wins and then gunning for that top 15. So 2 big wins and then gunning for that top 15. So I have to put on an impressive performance against Marcin, 1 more fight against another guy outside the top 15, and then work my way towards that top 15. Yeah, man. Like I say, this is the ladder to get to the top. And, I want to be fighting those top guys. I know I have the skill set to do so. So realistically, it's about going out there and performing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the journey.
I love it, mate. Speaking of the top of division, we've just seen the title up for grabs. Alex Pereira doing what he does, second round knockout of Jiri Prochazka. What was your reaction to that? And let's be honest, what Alex has done over the last 12, 18 months, it's just been bizarre.
Yeah, that guy's given me a lot of inspiration and motivation as well, because, you know, he came to the UFC very late, 34 years old. You know, obviously he was a very high level kickboxer. So, you know, and I even saw a quote or a comment from someone on Twitter, which also gives me more motivation, because I've also had similar things, people saying, you know, chatting shit about me as well. But someone said, "Oh, Alex Pereira, he's a good kickboxer, but he'll never get to the top to the top 10. You know, he will never be a champion and blah blah blah. Like, he's good, but he's going to get found out, sort of thing." And here he is, you know, being a 2-time UFC champion. So seeing his run, seeing what he's done, seeing the belief in himself, in his team, and yeah, just going out there and essentially just performing, and, you know, just how stoic he is. It's been amazing to see. You know, obviously Jiri has his own style, has his own way of being. And it was a good fight to watch. I think the first fight was probably maybe a little bit closer, actually, I think, in terms of how things were going, until obviously Alex Pereira caught the death left hook, you know. But these are still guys that I want to fight as well, you know. So as much as I admire and respect, and, you know, I look at these guys and I'm like, I want to be fighting these guys as well. You know what I mean? Because I want to be the best. I want to be at the top. So but it is, like I say, very motivating to see what he's done in, like you say, such a short space of time. It just shows, you know, 1 or 2 years can completely change your life. So yeah, it's very, very inspiring.
There's a lot of debate at the moment. Is he number one pound for pound? Who's your number one pound for pound?
Well, I mean, number one pound for pound, it's like across all weight classes. It's like, you know, sometimes you wonder, why did they even make those type of rankings? But I mean, if you're talking about who's probably the greatest of all time and what they've done in the sport, I mean, how could Jon Jones not be at the top of that list? You know, Alex Pereira has obviously done a hell of a lot, you know, considering, like I say, in a short space of time. But, you know, Jon Jones has literally had about what 10 or 11 title defenses, something like this.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you're defending the belt like that many times, and now he's moved up to heavyweight and stuff like this, I mean, you can't really deny that. Although what Alex has done has been amazing. But yeah, I'd still put Jon Jones at the top of that list.
100%. Well, I want to turn the conversation back to you for this last one, mate. You can be as brief or as detailed as you like, but I'd like to know, in a perfect world, give me a walkthrough of the perfect fight day. I'd like to know what happens when you wake up in the morning to when you go to sleep at night, in a perfect world.
Just waking up with, like I say, with war on my mind, with my team around me, everyone just sort of having the vibe of intensity, but like I've got care and love in my corner. I've got people that are supporting me, people that are there for me. And then, you know, we're going into the arena, we're getting our hands wrapped, you know, we're warming up, we're doing our movements. We're the first fight on the card. There's excitement, there's joy, there's, you know, like, finally I'm going to be fighting in front of my home people. It's almost like a similar vibe, actually, weirdly enough. Like, I'm feeling like the ring walk going from the into the hallways, going out into the arena, as like it was in Australia, just calm, composed, ready to go out there to do the business, and ready to almost, like I say, that's when I'm literally getting my backpack. I don't know if there's a parachute on there or not. There's a cliff right there, and I've got to jump. And it's like, if the parachute goes, cool. If not, but I've got to make that jump. I've got to make that leap of faith. So having that mentality ready to go as I'm walking out. And, you know, obviously having my gigs talking the hardest, just getting me kind of pumped up, ready to go, having the adrenaline, feeling everything going. And then, yeah, as soon as I get in there, I believe a full show of a complete mixed martial artist to completely wow the crowd and to also show people more of what the Bolted Gladiator can do. And not only that, to really shove a lot of almost like shove my performance in the haters' faces. You know what I mean? That's like a big drive, another big driving motivator. All these little things, like I say, just going down on the rankings, being first on the night, fighting, you know, and stuff like that. It's like, okay, cool. If you guys don't respect me, I'm gonna show you what I'm all about. And that just gives me motivation. And yes, yeah, I just expect a beautiful, flawless performance. You know, he's a very tough guy. He's experienced. You know, he's powerful. But I believe I'm much better, and I believe I'll get it done within 2 rounds. So, and then yeah, get my hand raised and enjoy the rest of the night. So that is the perfect. Like I can't imagine it another perfect way. Just to. And like the speech and everything that I would have ready for afterwards, like I say, years of hard work, years of being doubted, and it's been a constant theme throughout my whole career is being doubted. So, like I say, that will bring out the best energy out of me to bring out the best performance from myself.
I love it, mate. I absolutely love it. Look, great to catch up with you today. I know it's been a while. Really good. Really excited to see you fight live. It's gonna be good
My
to
man,
see.
It's been absolutely amazing catching up with you.
Yeah, likewise, my mate. Have a great and safe rest of camp and talk soon.
My man, thank you so much. Yeah, have an amazing end to your weekend, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you on fight night.